Hey guys, hope you are well. So quickly, I thought let's chat about relationship struggles. Now, our great parents, our grandparents, our parents, their relationship and how they dealt with relationship issues and relationship struggles was totally different from us. So I will say, from the people who were born in the 70s up to, yes, the 2000s, of course, up to till today, from then, the last group of people that had a certain style of relationships ended in the late 60s, and those people, even now, they still just dealing with relationships in a different way. But the new generation, or us, we are unfortunately at a transition point. We are transitioning from the old system to the new system. Now, people who are born after 2012, their lives are totally different from like us who were born back then in the 80s. From 2012, the timelines in the spiritual realm had totally changed. So those people came with totally different codes. Their codes for money are different, for happiness are different, for joy are different. Their codes are totally different. They don't look at life as we look at our codes. Well, we a little bit, not make sure. But now let's talk about what is what were we given, what maybe they are given, maybe they have less problems than us. Let's just talk about us. So we 70s, 80s, 90s, we were born in that transition when the spiritual realm, there was that leap, there was the change of timelines. Before us, relationships were not about soulmates. Relationships were about partnership. So partnership meant that one family goes to another family and say, we want to build this wealth that we have in our family, and we want to make it strong, and we see that your family is the one that can be able to give us a daughter that is going to preserve this, and they will then get those two kids married, of course, in the right time, as a arranged marriage. So this will normally happen a lot around royal families, but also everybody else who actually wanted to preserve something, they will go through that route of choosing these people that are going to build homes. So this was not about love, about anything. It was just plain partnerships. So, and then because of that, they will also say, if there is a family that has a little bit more, they will say, our son can afford to take 4, 5 wives, 3, 2, wives, because these partnerships can just be like, you have one branch is going well, and then you can open other branches, just like in a business situation. So, and that it was about partnership, about people coming together and doing relationships not for themselves, but for the greater good of the family, of the lineage, of the legacy. That was partnership relationships. Now, timelines have changed and energies have changed. We are now going, the ones that were born after 2012 are only going to be looking for soulmates. Now, the issue that is happening now is that the 70s, 80s, and the 90s are going through the most horrific relationship issues. Like, you have no idea of the stuff that I listen to when I'm consulting with people in the mornings, when I'm doing consultations. The relationship stuff is horrific. That this 3 decades, people were born in these 3 decades, are going through. But why is it? It's because they have, I'm part of that group, We have to fully now get into the whole soulmate thing and leave the partnership behind. So partnerships worked very well. You could get together, build a house, have children, buy a car, take children to school, they become doctors, this and this and this and this, and then they leave the home, and then you are sitting here as two strangers that don't know each other. And then, but like, you're just like, man, we are already 50, we are already 60, we are already 70. Dying is quick, so let's just chill. Who are you, by the way? Whoa. So, but they will just make it work. I mean, like, when you are 60, you just have to make it work. But the children, the thing that you were doing together has finished. But then now you're just like, hey, I'm not sure who are you, but it's fine. So we are in that transition where our soul is asking for soulmates, but our situation, our livelihood, our 3D experience is asking us for partnerships. Our 3D is asking us, do you have bond money? Oh no, I only have bond money. I can't have a car money. So let me find a partner that will be able to afford the car. Then I can pay the bond. So because we are still from that part where we were suffering for money. So the partnerships made money work. So now these new ones are all about callings and purpose, and they are never going to be struggling. Our children are not going to struggle with money, so they don't want to be doing relationships for partnerships purpose. Like, why should I be with you for your what? So that we can pay the bond together? No, I've got my own bond, I can pay my own bond, excuse me. Like, no, I'm not doing that. So now the thing that is happening in these 3 decades, people born in these 3 decades, is that all the relationships of partnerships, they are finding out that these relationships are mostly karmic relationships. They went and found people who are supposed to teach them lessons. And the ones that are learning the lessons are learning the lessons, and then the pain goes away. And normally they then find their soulmate. But the ones who are not learning the lessons, they get into a cycle of narcissist toxic relationships. I mean, there are people who come to me and say, Busi, I need to just stay because he can afford the bills. Okay, fine. Busi, I need to stay because she can afford the bills. Okay, fine. And another one comes and say, Busi, I need to stay because he is my emotional teddy bear, like without him I'm nothing. But I'll have to pay the bills, I have to make him happy just so that he can stay, so that he can be my emotional bear. But now the thing is that you are losing your mind, you are almost going to Ovetscopis. So how is it really your emotional stability if you are losing your mind? Now these relationships are so toxic in so many levels. But the thing is that the ones who are refusing to learn the lesson so they can find the soulmates are feeling all this pain. They are going into, every year, they are going into mental hospitals. They are getting admitted left, right, and center. It is horrible. I mean, I give people ayahuasca just to keep them sane because of these kinds of relationships. But it is changing of timelines. So I'm going to be doing a webinar next week. I want you to come through. If you feel like you need to understand a little bit about this whole soulmate thing, you are looking for a soulmate, you are tired of these horrible relationships, come through, join us. We are going to be having this webinar on Tuesday next week. I'm going to put a link under this video. Click on that link, sign up for the seminar, come through and learn about what soulmates mean, learn about what it means to find the person that you were destined to be with, but also learn about how you notice when this relationship you are having is not a soulmate relationship and what can you do about it. But also, if you are now looking for a soulmate, where do you start? Where do you start looking for that relationship that is not going to give you flames? So yeah, join me on Tuesday, the link below, click on it, sign up for the webinar and make sure that you're coming through. I am going to do a part 2 on this video, so check out my channel. And I just want to talk to you a little bit more about how these relationships get to be narcissist and how can you remove them from the narcissist lane. Thank you. Guys, part 2, relationship struggles. So now, sorry about the lighting. Afternoon lighting is a mess, but then I think this is better. Now, these relationships that are between, that have that are about lessons. If the people in the relationship does not get their lessons, because there is a reason why this person met this person. Now, normally these lessons are supposed to be quick and easy, that the people learn the lessons and then they continue with their lives. But because all of us have been taught that, till death do us apart, and a whole lot of other things that just stops us. It could be, the money, it could be whatever else, the emotional instability. If you are not emotionally stable, you can't deal with things, then you need somebody. There is all these things that makes us to not focus on the lessons, but just focus on the pain that we have, that this person helps us to numb. Now, whichever pain that this person is helping you to numb, it could be the money pain, it could be the emotional pain, it could be the at least I'm married pain, it could be whatever pain, I'm lonely, whatever. It is pain that you're supposed to deal with it. If you have a money pain, you're supposed to learn to not have a money pain. If you have a loneliness pain, you're supposed to learn to be able to take care of yourself emotionally. You have to learn to be stable emotionally. And if it's a status pain, you need to know that you are worthy, you are good enough. You don't need to be called a Mr. what or a Mrs. what. But you do that for the benefits of yourself, in not in a way where you are losing something just to be called something, or just so that you can be able to pay a bond, or just so that you can be able to function a little bit more psychological, because you do not know how to emotionally take care of yourself. So if you do not spend time in healing these things, you are not healing your money, you're not healing your emotional stability, you're not healing any other thing that where you're feeling unworthy, your insecurities, where you need somebody to come and approve of you or give you confidence in any way. If you're not healing these things, these relationships then quickly becomes toxic. Now, what would we call a toxic relationship? A toxic relationship is when two wounds come to make one big hell of a wound. So let's say there is a person who lost power when he was young, and then maybe he lost power whenever he lost it, depending on whatever happened to them, and then finds now this person who has a need of being approved of. So this one has money and they're using the money to gain power from this one. This one needs somebody to approve of them. So now there's two sick people that have come together to with one came with the wound of, I'm looking for somebody to subdue and control. Another one came with an energy of saying, I'm looking for somebody to approve of me, somebody to say I'm great, somebody to so they come together, and now they just continually make a much better, worse mess of their situations. So the one that needs the approval is not healing, because this one keeps giving them the approval. The one that needs the power is not healing, because this one keeps allowing them to control and do things and abuse them physically, emotionally, and so on. So these two people are not healing, and this relationship is becoming toxic, and we all know what happens. The more, every day the devil wants a little bit more. So first day is just approval. The next day I will clap you, and then you will still love me after I've clapped you. The next day is that I will put you into a hospital bed, but you're gonna come out of that hospital bed and you're still gonna come back and love me.
and then until I kill you. So this is why then we say gender-based violence and this and this. It's just two people who have just started small with their wounds, and then they just keep creating big one, and then now it's huge. And then, I mean, it happens in all sorts of situations. Let's talk about the emotional problems one. This other one is saying, I know I'm here to make sure that you have emotional stability. And they continually keep putting, because this is a mind problem, they keep putting ideas in this other one. They're saying, yeah, you are not stable. Yeah, you see, you grow up in a family like that. That's why you behave like this. That's why I'm here. They play victim. They tell this one you are crazy. This one believes it, and they think, oh my goodness, there's nothing I can do. This person at least understand my craziness. And then the one that needs this one, probably most of the time you find that it is a woman that has money, that is nursing a man that can give the stability of an emotional stability, whatever they want to call it. So they are literally exchanging the pain. This one needs the mother, this one needs the emotional stability, maybe the father. So it is literally like that. You are going to be my father, you're going to be my mother, you're going to be... And then it continues like that. Then they continually go into the mind of each other, and they continually chop each other down. This one never gets out of the mother situation where he wants somebody to take care of him. This one never gets out of the father issue where she keeps on needing somebody to be an emotional comfort. And the more they do this, somebody is going to go mad and go and eat all sorts of antidepressant on a daily basis at some point, because they are killing the mind of each other. They are literally at all, and it gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse by the day, because they keep telling each other all these toxic things where they keep making each other believe things that don't exist. And they actually believe these things that, oh yeah, I need you because I don't have this. And of course, maybe you don't have the emotional stability. Learn it. Heal your wound of an emotional instability. Maybe you don't have the money. Learn and make your own money so that you can come with this person in a healthy situation, healthy environment. And I mean, I could give you a lot of examples of how two people who have wounds come together, and then they're supposed to come together. That is the issue, actually. They're supposed to come together, but you can't be ready for your soulmate when you haven't met this person who's supposed to help you heal. So that is the whole point behind the thing of soulmates needs you worked on. Soulmates need you healed. Soulmates need you clean. You can meet 5 of this one person who has all these kind of problems that you are scared of dealing with, and you're not meeting your soulmate. And you keep meeting these people, and you keep meeting these people, because they keep showing you what you don't have. They keep reminding you don't have emotional stability. You don't have money. You don't have this. They keep showing you the same thing, but you don't want to learn it. So you can't then meet your soulmate. You can't then enter that soulmate relationship. There are people who have even given up on the soulmate stuff. It's just like, oh, well, you know what? Life is hard as it is. I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to just make sure maybe I pay him whatever amount just so that we are happy. Maybe I'm just going to, whatever that I need to do just to keep this toxic. They know it's a toxic relationship. They know, but they just don't know where to go from here, and they just have surrendered to the horror, or I'm gonna lose my mind one day and go and be submitted fully at that hospital, or I'm just gonna sit and take the medication. But the thing is, when you do not know what is wrong with you, you can't heal it. So come through. I have a webinar next week. Come through on the webinar, like I said, and learn what is your wound that you need to heal so that you can be able to be free from this drama. What is your wound that is keeping you in these relationships, keep making you find these crazy relationships that you can't find your soulmate because you haven't healed this wound. This wound is healable. Thank goodness. Good news. This wound is healable. So come through to the webinar. The link is down below. Make sure that you're signing up for the webinar. Show up to the webinar.